So, back for the next Funconventional. This time I'm going to be looking at Weavile, which I thought was quite amusing since I did the Blaziken Funconventional, and then Weavile was the most requested Pokemon when I had just used Weavile with the Blaziken. Because Weavile and Blaziken are actually very, very good partners. If you go for Fake Out Swords Dance, then you can just fling and KO something, and then you've got a KO, you've got a set up Blaziken still. Very good partners. You can deal with the Garchomps very well with the Weavile by just going for the ice moves, whether that's Ice Punch or Icicle Crash, just your move of choice, whether you like accuracy or power / flinching ability. I don't think there's too much difference between the Ice Punch and the Icicle Crash, because Razor Fang and Icicle Crash's flinch chance don't stack. So with Ice Punch, even if you still have your Razor Fang, you've got a 10% chance to flinch and a 10% chance to freeze as well. So you effectively have a 19% chance of something stopping them, which is sacrificing 11% for 10% extra accuracy. So yeah, it's definitely just personal preference for the Icicle Crash and Ice Punch. I ended up missing too many, so I ended up switching to Ice Punch, or between Ice Punch and Icicle Crash lots of times. When I had a Togekiss on the team, I had Thunder Wave in the Victory Road one, because like Thunder Wave with Icicle Crash made sense, but then when I didn't have the Togekiss anymore, I had Ice Punch. So yeah, just pretty much your choice of ice move. It should always have the ice move, I think. I don't think it needs Throat Chop as such. Hitting Cresselia is nice, but Taunt is a very good way of shutting down the Cresselia as well, and then just let your partners be able to deal with the Cresselia instead of just going for the Throat Chops. So with this spread that I've got on the Weavile, it's a bulky one, because if I got the Razor Fang, I'm just going to be KO'd to anything otherwise. This can survive a non-boosted and non-boosting item Scizor. So if it's like a Lumberry Scizor, it can survive just the 252 plus Bullet Punch, which is a very nice benchmark to have. It can also survive a critical hit Togekiss from not very invested Scope Lens Dazzling Gleam, but then every time I've been crit on this Weavile, I've been KO'd. So they probably are running more special attack than I did, or I thought they would have when I did the calc. So that's fair enough. Haven't got max speed on this Weavile because Weavile mirrors aren't really that common, and even if they are, just don't fake out the opposing Weavile, because you shouldn't be doing that anyway, and if you have less speed, you're less tempted to be able to do that, so it doesn't really matter about the speed. It outspeeds Raikou, that's as fast as you need to go. Alakazam doesn't really exist, there's pretty much nothing between Raikou and Weavile anyway that is important enough to justify the speed, and with those little bit of reduction of the speed, you can get the survivals of the Bullet Punch and the Dazzling Gleam as well, and then just a tiny bit left over in attack. You don't need any investment to be able to one-shot a Garchomp with either Ice Punch or Icicle Crash, so it doesn't matter which one you pick, really. Icicle Crash, I think, can still get it if it's -1, and then Ice Punch is iffy, and I haven't done that calc for ages, so don't quote me on it, but there we go. Fake Out and Fling is a very, very nice combination. It is something that I used to place 9th place at the World Championships with my Salazzle that I used in the 2019 World Championships. Very nice combination. Just go for Fake Out turn 1 and setup, and then Fling and KO the second one, and then they still can't deal with the setup Pokemon for the first 2 turns. So this combination is really, really nice on Weavile. And it's really nice in this format because no Dynamax, you can get all the flinches you want. So really nice, apart from the Inner Focus Pokemon, of course. You've got plenty of move choices that are entirely viable on Weavile. I went for Taunt purely for my team. I felt like Taunt was the best for that team, but there are so many other good options. It is entirely reasonable to still have Throat Chop, mainly because you can stop Snarls coming out from Pokemon like Raikou and Arcanine. I would go for the Throat Chop if you want to stop the Snarls more than if you want damage on Cresselia, because without any attack investment, you're really not doing too much damage to the Cresselia, not enough to be significant anyway. Icy Wind is very, very good speed control. If your team requires some kind of speed control, Icy Wind is entirely viable. I wouldn't have it instead of Ice Punch. I wouldn't have Icy Wind as the only ice move, but I would definitely just justifiably have it over Taunt. I think on this set specifically, you should always have Ice Punch / Icicle Crash and Fake Out and Fling, and then the 4th move is up for whatever you want. Snarl is very good. I'd had Snarl on Weavile initially before Taunt. I think it was the one before Taunt I had before I swapped. Snarl is very good at shutting down Cresselias like Taunt is, but Taunt allows you to stop Trick Rooms as well as just shut down Cresselias, and it shuts down a lot of other Pokemon as well. Feint is very good if you've got a hard setup team that doesn't really want to be going up against Protects or play that mind game. You can guarantee some KOs if you have Feint. Very good move. You could have Swords Dance on the Weavile. I probably wouldn't have it on the Razorfang version, but I would definitely consider Psych Up if you are going with something like Azumarill, or Linoon is something that I've paired this up with as well. If you have Psych Up on the Weavile, you get the belly drums up, and then you just go for Protect Psych Up. You've got 2+6 Pokemon, and you're just OHKOing everything. So Psych Up could be quite nice if you are going with a hard setup Pokemon like Azumarill or Linoon. So this is the main Weavile that I've been using pretty much the entire format so far. At this point, I came up with a spread pretty early and then didn't deviate it away from it. If you didn't want to go for the flinching option, I would probably recommend this set if you were running Focus Sash. If you're running Focus Sash, you don't need any fancy EVs. You'd just be going max. Unfortunately, Adamant underspeeds Latios and Latias by 1 point, so you do need to go Jolly, and then if you're going Jolly, you might as well just go max speed at that point. And I would personally run Swords Dance if I was a Focus Sash Weavile, because you will be able to do some very significant damage because you've now got max attack investment rather than 12. That will noticeably increase, and then with Swords Dance, you could probably OHKO a Cresselia with a Throat Chop at that point. So yeah, I would probably run Swords Dance if I was going the Focus Sash variant. I would still go Pickpocket on both my Weaviles. Pickpocket, you can fling away your Razorfang and then be able to steal something. I've had some funny interactions before where I think I posted on, maybe you've seen on Twitter, I posted that a Sizzle bullet punched my Weavile. I stole their Lumberry, ice punched the Sizzle the same turn and froze it, which I thought was really, really funny. And I've had a couple of other things. It almost never comes into play, but when it does, it can be quite funny. So yeah, this is pretty much the two Weaviles that I would recommend. I wouldn't really recommend too much else. It is pretty much this, and then your choice of fourth move, whether that's over Taunt or over Swords Dance. Doesn't particularly matter too much, but I'm not going to actually do a week of a Weavile because I've technically already done that. So a little bit awkward because I would have normally done a week after, but I've already done the Weavile, I've already done the Blaziken. And it also works out timing-wise as well, because I'm going to be going back to my family over Christmas, so I wouldn't be able to record anyway. So what I'm going to be doing, because it also technically works out because I hadn't had a poll yet for the next Pokemon, is that I'm going to put the poll up on this video, so I've technically done Weavile, and then the next Pokemon will be a choice between Feraligatr, Octillery, and Gliscor. So I'm going to put 3 comments into the 3 comments below this video, and then please like the one that you would want to be featured as the next Pokemon, and also put into the comment section the Pokemon you'd want to be into the next poll for consideration for the next Funconventional. So not going to be doing a round of weeks with it, a week with this Weavile, because I've already done it. So Feraligatr, Octillery, and Gliscor, or Gliscor, I shouldn't say and. I'm not doing all 3 at the same time. Maybe I will, but Feraligatr, Octillery, Gliscor, please go and like the comment you want to be featured on the next Funconventional.